in my yard. That guy just shot you. Oh my God. Hands up! I'm gonna take you to the left chest. Hands up! Lay on the ground for me. Lay on the ground for me. Put your hands up! Peoria Police Department! I don't know. Put your hands up! Last chance I'm gonna take you, dude. You're gonna lay on the ground. Now. Put your hands up! This can go peacefully. Come on, just work with us. Oh my God. Just work with us. Put your hands up.
35-year-old Zanita Winters and Jacaden Reinerson were both shot outside a home on El Vista Avenue Sunday evening.
Pull on the horns of the altar for strength today. Yes, strength like no other. Yes. And let it reach into us. In Jesus the Christ's name we pray. Thank God.
Amen. Amen.
35-year-old Zanita Winters was a hardworking, loving, and compassionate woman who was full of life and deeply committed to her son and family. She dreamed of watching her son grow up, get married, and have children of his own, though she was often haunted by a fear that she might never witness those milestones. Zanita had a passion for helping others and giving back to her community, which naturally led her to a career as a nursing assistant at Arcadia Nursing, where she thrived and was loved by her coworkers. Outside of work, she loved hanging out with friends and family, whether they were dancing, listening to music, or just chilling and having a good time. Either way, Zanita was there. But soon, a tragic chain of events would unfold, shocking everyone who knew and loved her. Around 8 p.m. on August 11th, Peoria police responded to a home in the 3400 block of North El Vista Avenue for reports of a domestic disturbance. Upon arrival, they would find 2 women suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. The victim was identified as 35-year-old Zanita Winters, who was rushed to a local hospital where she was initially pronounced brain dead. Sadly, she would be taken off of life support the very next day after being shot in the back of her head. Zanita's neighbor, Jacaden Reinerson, was also shot multiple times and taken to the hospital in critical condition, where she remains today. As previously stated, Zanita always had a fear of not being around to see her son grow up, get married, or have children of his own. Sadly, she found herself trapped in a tumultuous on-again, off-again relationship with the father of her child, 43-year-old Stevie Linwood Jr. It was a relationship marked by violence and toxicity. As a matter of fact, the only positive thing that came out of their troubled union of 10 years was their son. Despite Zanita's attempts to break free and start fresh, Stevie relentlessly pursued her, invading her life without consent and refusing to let go. Their sinister dynamic left very little hope for a peaceful resolution. On the evening of August 11th, an argument between Zanita and Linwood over alleged infidelity escalated into violence, with only the couple and their son inside the home. Linwood claimed he couldn't remember exactly when he shot Zanita, but acknowledged that the gun was either in his hand or on his hip when she began running toward the front door, screaming for help. He admitted to shooting her once in the back of the head. As Linwood attempted to flee the scene, he would then run into Jacaden Reinerson, who was running across the street to help. Believing she was coming for him, Linwood shot her roughly 2 or 3 times, standing over her body before walking straight to the liquor store, after ditching the murder weapon. In his words, he knew he was going to jail, so he wanted to make sure he had a drink first. So Linwood bought a bottle and headed to a random person's backyard, where he sat down and had a drink. A look into Linwood's past revealed a lengthy and serious criminal history, including a 2011 conviction for involuntary manslaughter, in which he served 5 years in prison. After reviewing Linwood's arrest record, he was shockingly arrested roughly 75 times, sparking the most obvious question: why was he even out of jail in the first place?
Zelina Winters describes her daughter as someone who was loving, caring, compassionate, and full of life, and close to her 5-year-old son, Stevan. But now, she is left to raise her 5-year-old grandson alone. On August 11th, Zanita Winters and another woman who attempted to help her were both shot. Winters was killed, and the other woman is still in critical condition. Winter's boyfriend, Stevie Linwood, is charged in her death. He is currently in jail. Zelina remembers being traumatized in the hospital by the sight of her deceased daughter, with her eldest son, Jojo, comforting her.
He said, "Mom, please do not go towards the top of her head. Don't." How the bullet entered her head and just slided her head to one side. You don't want to see that.
Zelina says her daughter suffered in an abusive relationship and wants people to understand it's not always easy to just leave, because her own daughter feared Linwood would retaliate. She says Linwood had threatened her multiple times throughout the relationship.
Where are you getting out of it? The prison. You could have just let her go to be free. My daughter did not deserve this, and she had not deserved.
Zelina says her daughter reported Linwood's threats to the police, but never filed a restraining order out of fear of harm. Zanita was working as a CNA in a nursing home, and her former employers have been staying in touch with the family.
Zanita's sudden and tragic murder left her family feeling shattered, as if a piece of their souls had been torn away. Despite their immense grief, her mother chose to focus on the countless lives Zanita touched through her work and beyond. The raw reality of their loss was felt deeply, yet it contrasted with the peaceful tribute held in her honor. Everyone at the vigil wore purple t-shirts to spread awareness about domestic violence. It also happened to be Zanita's favorite color. At the nursing home where Zanita served as a certified nursing assistant, friends, family, and coworkers gathered to release purple and silver balloons as they reflected on the life of a woman taken too soon. Sadly, Jacaden Reinerson, the brave woman who attempted to help Zanita, is still in the hospital fighting for her life, with many taken to Facebook to give prayers and words of encouragement. One woman is gone, and now one woman is fighting for her life. And all of this for what? Because another weak coward couldn't take rejection.
Friends and family gathered around the house to express their support to the family.
Her and Stevan in the background just laughing.
Some of these people not even related to her, and they love her just enough to come here and show her support, and we're grateful for that. We're grateful.
Zanita leaves behind a 5-year-old son she had with Linwood. That boy was in the house during the shooting. Her family says it's an abusive relationship that went on for over 10 years. To recognize that, everyone wore purple t-shirts and released purple balloons to spread awareness about domestic violence. It also happened to be her favorite color.
First chance you get, leave, because I would hate to see another family to go through this. It's so heartbreaking.
Another woman who was coming to the house to help after hearing Zaneta's screams was also shot multiple times and is still in the hospital. The family says they don't know the woman, Jacaden Reinerson, but the fact she risked her life to save someone else's makes her a hero.
We're going to pray for her again tonight, and I want to thank her for being a hero. And it's just a sad situation, but we're going to make something positive out of it, and we are going to come together today for both of them.
A GoFundMe has been created by Zanita's family to cover her unexpected funeral expenses. 43-year-old Stevie Linwood Jr. faces charges of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and possession of a weapon by a felon. If convicted, he faces at least 45 years on the murder charge and possibly up to life. He faces at least 31 years on the attempted murder count and possibly up to life as well. Both sentences are contingent on a jury finding him guilty of personally discharging the weapon used in the shootings. It is possible those two charges could be served consecutively, as there are 2 victims. Linwood will appear in court on September 4th to be arraigned on the charges and has previously been ordered held at the Peoria County Jail, pending the outcome of his case. Zanita's son remains in the care of her family. The case remains ongoing.
That's a neighbor man from across the yard. That's what I said. How many fucking police though? It's so many cars and people. Oh, in the front too.
Hey!
I'm gonna have this whole area secured until we figure out. Yep. That's mine, Sarge. That's mine.
My fucking car. I got this.